Welcome back to LBG Reviews. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Today we'll be talking about another daily game like we did last week with Hello Kitty Island Adventure, but this time we're talking about Cozy Grove. Cozy Grove does not have any accessibility settings apart from UI changes, like UI adjustments and other things, but the main reason why I decided to talk about this game the week after the Hello Kitty video is due to a few things. Number one, it has a few features that work differently from Hello Kitty Island Adventure that are important to note. And then also, just because it felt right to talk about another one of these games within that theming. So, last week with Hello Kitty Island Adventure, I don't know if you remember me talking about how the resources on the island resort that the game takes place on, they don't respawn after you've collected them all from the resort that day. Now, there are bouquets of island flowers that you can use to respawn the resources, but those are fairly rare, only really worth going for if you need tons of stuff, you want to get things done faster, you know. In Cozy Grove, there are only a handful of resources that are very limited every day. Most resources throughout Cozy Grove will keep coming back throughout the day. Ore nodes will periodically refresh their materials. Fruit trees, I think, as long as you provide them happy environments. No, I think those are once a day things. But like fishing spots and clams, those come back throughout the day. Throughout the day, there are seashells you can collect. There are leaf piles that appear throughout the day. There are dig spots that appear throughout the day. There are a bunch of materials that come back every few hours in Cozy Grove. The handful of resources that don't come back are things such as harvesting materials from trees and such, getting resources from spirit animals, which, to briefly touch on, that leads us into explaining the story of Cozy Grove. In Cozy Grove, you play as a spirit scout, somebody who is sent, essentially like a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout, who is sent to a location, and basically you're objective to like a haunted location specifically, and your goal is to help the spirits there, or figure out what's holding them back from moving on to the other side, and help them achieve that. In the game, I think there are 14 or no, I think there's 16 different NPCs that you meet that need help moving on to the other side. You've got Charlotte, the old scoutmaster. You've got Jeremy, the craftsman. You've got Trisha, the post worker. You've got Allison, the baker. And then you've got the seafaring captain, you've got a mayor, other things. Each day, unlike Hello Kitty Island Adventure, where as long as you have a means to be able to progress the friendship quick enough, you can progress the story. In Cozy Grove, the story is very slowed down in comparison, because sometimes the items that you need to help out a spirit have to either be accumulated over several days, or sometimes the item that they're looking for only appears after you've helped someone else. And at that point, then you can go back and take it to them and help them out. And unlike Hello Kitty Island Adventure, you can't just give them gifts to progress their friendship with you. You actually have to wait for the next day. Sometimes one day, like depending on the quest you just did, it might take a few days before they're ready for another quest. But throughout the game, you get a variety of tools ranging from a shovel, a pickaxe, a fishing rod, a dowsing rod. You have plants that you can tend to, surround them with various decorations to improve their happiness and their yield of resources that they give you harvest. You have spirit animals who, likewise, you need to fulfill their requirements to max out their happiness to increase the amount of resources you get each day. But also, you have to feed them on occasion to ensure that you can actually get resources from them that day. There are loads of clothing items to acquire. There are loads of furnitures to craft and get. There are skipping stones that you can toss at clams, and the clams will give you rewards based off of how many skips the stones did. The game's a lot of fun. However, similarly to like Animal Crossing and other real-time games, the time of day in game is tied to the real-life time, which is an issue at times if there's something that only comes out at nighttime. You gotta play at nighttime or get up super early to be within the nighttime range. So I'm gonna have to dig back through the video archives to make sure I haven't done a video about it yet, but if we haven't, next week we'll talk about Spirit Tea. It's a game focused around Japanese culture, spirits, and running a bathhouse to tend to them. If I have talked about Spirit Tea, then we'll talk about Waltz of the Wizard. It was originally a strictly VR title that has now added non-VR functionality, and I played it a few weeks ago at this point, and I had a lot of fun with it, so I want to talk about it. See you guys then.